The greatest danger of the five-luck cycle is not always visible on the surface, it hides within our words. As the old saying goes, it takes 3 years to learn to speak, but a lifetime to learn to keep silent. Li fire burned the tongue and unsettled the heart. Fire represents ritual in courtesy, but when fire becomes excessive, courtesy turns into disaster. Most of the time, we don't mean to offend others, yet in the moment of joy or anger, careless words can plant the seed of resentment. The tongue carries a blade and a sword. Words can cut deeper than weapons. Words spoken in joy often lack credibility. Words spoken in anger often lack dignity. Under the influence of Li fire, these verbal mines appear more easily. Many people think cultivating speech means only avoiding harsh words, but in the truth, even pleasant promises can turn into disasters if they cannot be kept. I once knew a business owner in the US who had just landed a huge contract. At the same time, his daughter got accepted into a prestigious Ivy League university. In excitement, he threw a big party and, after a few drinks, publicly promised close friends and employees generous bonuses and special deals. Everyone cheered, but months later, when business slowed and those promises couldn't be fulfilled, disappointment turned into resentment. What began as a celebration became a source of bitterness and strained relationships. Here's an old saying: when the well-wishers arrive, the mooners are on their way. When the mooners arrive, the well-wishers are on their way. In other words, extreme joy often leads to sorrow, and deep sorrow can lead to joy. When the heart is lifted to the peak, it easily loses control. Fire rises without sailing, and promises made in such a state are rarely kept. Never rush to act in moments of delight. Never speak too much in moments of triumph. Especially during the Li fire cycle, joy pushes the heart upwards, and one easily overestimates oneself, making promises impossible to fulfill. Anger, on the other hand, erupts like a volcano. In such moments, reason is forgotten, harsh words are spoken, and dignity is lost. Thus, the ancient warns, do not make promises in great joy, do not reply to letters in great anger. These words are perhaps the most important protection during the fight luck. The first step in protecting yourself under this fiery influence is learn how not to be carried away by joy. The wise often say, in victory, carry yourself as if in mourning. This means that in time of great celebration, remain humble, reserved, and cautious, so that the heart does not lose control. When the heart soars too high, your defense is lower. Too many promises, too much indulgence in talk, all of that dig a pit for yourself. Similarly, in anger, silence becomes a shout. Striking fury leaves no good blow. Shouting in rage leaves no good words. Once harmful words are spoken, they cannot be taken back, no matter how much regret follows. In the Li fire cycle, the hardest thing to control is not wealth or reputation, but the tongue. The lesson is simple. The mouth is the gate of fortune and misfortune. To guard your word is to cultivate virtue.